He talks about income redistribution. What do you let? What is it about that? Like you just throw out that term. By the way, firstly, you're welcome.
For what?
No, I mean you want to take my shit, but continue.
Yeah, no, I just feel like there's some people that have a lot of money in this country, and I think that that money could be better used if more people had it.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know if, I guess Tom did say, I blew out my knee, so I'm looking, I actually just had knee surgery, and it's hurting really bad. I moved it, so they're about half the bits I can't do. So let's sit here and have this conversation right now. This is a sit-down stand-up show. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Nothing you just said was anything close to an argument. So you like income redistribution. How do you argue that as a role of government?
So if the government is supposed to make the most, like work for the most people?
No.
No, what's the role of government?
That's a good question. What is the role of government? Can anyone answer that? Really simply. Yes, Mr. Highlighter.
Protect basic freedoms and liberties.
Also known as unalienable rights, right? The role of government is to ensure your basic freedoms and liberties, which cannot be given to you by government. Term inalienable, even if you're an atheist, meant you were born with them. Basic human rights, not civil rights, inalienable meant by God. That's the role of government. But I am curious, so you said their role of government is to work for the most amount of people. What do you mean and why?
I feel like everyone should have a fair shot,
Mm-hmm.
and that part of the government's responsibility is to make sure that everyone can have that fair shot.
Right, okay. So we're talking about equal opportunity. So in a government where it's a fair tax and it's flat across the board, is that not a fair shot? Why?
Because it should be proportionally allocated, because a flat tax doesn't, it impacts different income groups differently, right? So if you have less money, you have a flat tax applied to you,
Right.
then you are penalized more under that tax system than someone who has a lot of money.
Respectfully, I don't think you understand the concept of percentages. If I make $100,000, I pay $10,000. If I make $1 million, I'm paying $100,000. How is that not fair? So that's the first question. How do you ensure, it sounds to me like you're wanting to ensure fairness of outcomes, not fairness of opportunity. And I still haven't heard a reason why that's the role of government. This is just the one thing, you know, we do stand up and stuff, and it's hard right now with my knee, so I'm eager to get into the conversation. How do you substantiate that's the role of government? And I think that's really central here on a college campus. That's why you have trigger warnings and Black Lives Matter and social justice warrior left and demanding segregated spaces and talking about income redistribution. How, before we get there, how is that not fair? And how do you substantiate that as the role of government to ensure the same outcome for everybody? Because that's pivotal. If you're voting Bernie, you need to be able to justify that.
I voted Bernie already, so that shouldn't say.
Right. Well, I appreciate you being here, being open-minded to have this discussion, but how do you justify this? How is that not fair? Let's start with that. If you're paying a percentage, so you make more, you pay way more. Why should someone who's
I
making...
think that is.
That's a flat tax.
So my impression of a flat tax was like everyone gets charged.
No.
Flat number, not.
No, it's a percentage.
Okay.
So like Ted Cruz, that's his proposal, right? What is his number finally? Is that 15%?
10% on individuals, 16% on businesses.
16% on corporations. So 10% individual flat tax across the board. So that's that percentage. Could we agree that's fair?
Sure.
Okay, because Bernie wants to get to the point families making over $250,000, they're paying well over half of all their income in taxes. And they have 47% of Americans right now who pay nothing in taxes. So we know $250,000, it's a blessing, but you're not necessarily rich. Is it fair for those people to pay half of everything they make, over $250 in taxes? That's Bernie. He doesn't want a flat tax. He wants a progressive tax that punishes you the more you make. But it sounds like we're making some headway where you assumed it was a flat fee.
Or it enables like government to provide for those people who don't make enough money, right? So like if you're gonna run a program, if you're not gonna make enough money with a flat tax, then you should do it.
No, don't go, you're the only Asian, we need to fill out these demographics, come on. Do we have a Jew in here? Is there a Jew somewhere? That'll make up, there we go, highlighter, okay. There we go. All right, I know, Jews for Koreans, yeah. That's a meme, we'll see that one online. Well, again, we get back to, this is, I'll move on, maybe I can give you some time to think about it.
Okay.
He was talking about the role of government is to protect your inalienable rights, right? Real quick, this is why I advocate Schoolhouse Rock. Can anyone tell me the 3 branches of government? Really simple, 3 branches of government. You, yes, in the glasses with the semi-mullet.
Judiciary, executive, and legislative.
What was that? It's okay, you can talk. No one's gonna ban you from the school.
Legislative, executive,
Judiciary.
and judiciary.
Executive. Okay, great. So we understand that, right? It's very basic. A lot of people don't know that on campus. I'm amazed. You have people who come out of here with an 8-year degree in gender studies or humanities, and they don't even know the basic role of government. It's important to know what the role is, and then you don't have to agree with me, but to be able to substantiate that.